Amid the hurried rhythm of the modern world, people are often carried away by thoughts of the past that has already gone or worries about a future that has not yet arrived. Because of this, we easily miss the most precious gift that life is offering us, the present moment. The video Living Fully in the Present Moment on the Buddha's Wisdom Journey channel is a gentle yet profound invitation to pause, breathe more slowly, and return to ourselves through reflections inspired by the wisdom of Buddhist teachings. The video opens a peaceful perspective on how to live mindfully in a world full of change and uncertainty. When the mind no longer chases the past or the future, we begin to realize that peace is not something far away. It is always present in every breath, every step, and every ordinary moment of daily life. Buddha's wisdom journey was created as a quiet space for the soul, a place where profound teachings on meditation, mindfulness, and Buddhist wisdom are shared through gentle storytelling. These reflections invite listeners to relax, contemplate, and reconnect with their inner balance. It is not simply a video to watch, but a journey to experience, a path that guides us back to the stillness that has always existed within each of us. In the life of every human being, there is something very strange that we often fail to notice. Most of the time, we are not truly living in the moment that is unfolding. The body is here, but the mind is wandering somewhere else. When sitting in the present, our mind returns to the past. When living today, the mind worries about tomorrow, and in the endless flow of those thoughts, we unknowingly miss the most precious thing that life is offering us, the present moment itself. Have you ever wondered why, even though people have more than before, they still feel tired and restless? We have more conveniences, more opportunities, yet peace within the mind seems to have become something rare. Part of the reason lies in the fact that the mind is always chasing things that are not present. We regret what has already passed, or we worry about what has not yet come, and in doing so, the present, the only place where life truly exists, is forgotten. The present moment is not loud, it does not demand, nor does it try to pull us back. It simply remains there quietly, like the sky that is always open above our heads. But because the mind is so busy, we rarely stop to notice it. We live as if life is always somewhere ahead, as if happiness is waiting in some distant place. We think that when we achieve this, when we complete that, when everything becomes more perfect, then we will truly live. But the paradox of life is this: when we are always waiting for the future, we unintentionally lose the present. In the wisdom of Buddhism, awakening begins with a very simple yet profound realization. Only this moment is real. The past has dissolved into memory. The future still remains an idea. Only the present is breathing, living, and moving right before our eyes. When we understand this, we begin to see life with different eyes, gentler, slower, and deeper. Living fully in the present does not mean giving up dreams or plans for the future. It also does not mean forgetting the lessons of the past. Instead, it is the ability to place our full attention on the moment that is unfolding. When drinking a cup of tea, we truly drink the tea. When walking, we truly walk. When listening to someone, we listen with the fullness of our presence. This may sound very simple, but in reality is a profound art, because the human mind has a tendency to always search, always analyze, always chase endless stories. We are used to living in thoughts rather than living in direct experience. Therefore, returning to the present is like returning home after a very long journey. When we begin to slow down and notice each moment, something wonderful gradually appears. The most ordinary things in life suddenly become vivid. The sound of the wind, the light of the morning, the gentle breath going in and out, all carry a beauty that is simple yet profound. We realize that life does not lie in rare grand moments, but in countless small moments unfolding each day. The peace that people search for throughout their lives is actually not far away. It is not found in achieving everything, nor in controlling life. Peace appears when the mind stops running away from the present, when we allow ourselves to be here right now with everything that is outside. Life may still be full of changes. The world keeps moving, work remains busy, and challenges still arise. But when the mind learns how to return to the present, we begin to realize that within us there is always a space of stillness, a place that is not swept away by the waves of worrying and fear, a place very peaceful that we rarely noticed before. Living fully in the present moment is not a distant philosophy. It is a practice very close to daily life. It begins with paying attention to the breath, feeling each step, listening deeply, and accepting what is happening without rushing to judge. When we practice this long enough, we begin to realize a very gentle truth. Life has never left this moment. Every joy, every understanding, every peace, all bloom from right here. And perhaps the deepest journey of a human being is not to go very far, achieve very much, or become a more perfect version of oneself. The deepest journey may simply be learning how to pause and truly live in the moment that is present. When speaking about living fully in the present moment, many people imagine that it is something very abstract, something very difficult to practice in a busy life. But in reality, mindfulness does not lie in grand things. It begins with very small moments in daily life. It may simply be a breath that is noticed, a step that slows down, or a moment when we truly listen to ourselves. Most of human suffering does not come from external circumstances, but from the way the mind reacts to those circumstances. When something happens, the event itself is only a very brief moment, but the mind creates countless thoughts around it. We analyze, worrying, imagine many possibilities, and gradually turn a small event into a heavy burden in the mind. If we observe carefully, we will see that suffering often lies in the story the mind tells, not in the reality that is unfolding. Therefore, when we return to the present, we begin to see things more clearly. We realize that many things that once made us anxious actually just passing thoughts. They come and go like clouds drifting across the sky. The sky does not need to push the clouds away, nor does it need to hold them. It simply remains quietly open, allowing everything to pass. When the mind learns to be open in this way, peace naturally appears. One of the simplest doors to return to the present is the breath. The breath is always here, always honest, and never leaves us. When we pay attention to the breath, the mind gradually steps out of the endless stream of thoughts and returns to the body, to the life that is unfolding right now. Just a few minutes of sitting quietly and feeling the breath going in and the breath going out can bring a very gentle sense of stillness spreading within. The wonderful thing is that this stillness is not something we create. It has always been present within each person, but because the mind is so noisy, we fail to recognize it. When thoughts settle, even for a short moment, we begin to touch a very peaceful space. It is a place where worrying no longer has the same power, a place where we can look at life with deeper understanding and greater compassion. Living in the present also helps us appreciate things that we once took for granted. An ordinary morning, soft sunlight shining through the window, the sound of birds somewhere in the distance, or the cool touch of the wind on the skin, all of these are gifts of life. But if the mind is always running to the past or the future, we will never truly experience them. When we begin to slow down, we realize that happiness is not something that must be searched for in distant places. Happiness sometimes is simply the ability to be fully present with what is here. When eating, we truly taste the food. When walking, we feel the ground beneath our feet. When speaking with someone, we look at them with sincere attention. These seemingly simple things bring a very deep sense of fullness. Another thing that the present teaches us is acceptance. Life is always changing, and things do not always happen according to our wishes. But when the mind no longer resists reality, everything begins to feel lighter. Acceptance does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It simply means seeing things clearly as they are before reacting. With acceptance, the mind becomes more flexible. Instead of being trapped in resistance or disappointment, it can respond to life with clarity. Many problems that once made us feel stuck suddenly become easier to deal with, because we are no longer swept away by overwhelming emotions. Living fully in the present also helps us understand ourselves more deeply. When we sit quietly and observe the mind, we begin to see clearly how our thoughts are formed and how emotions appear and disappear. From there, we gradually understand that we are not those thoughts. Thoughts are only temporary phenomena in the mind, like waves on the surface of water. This understanding brings a very great sense of freedom, because when we no longer identify ourselves with every thought and emotion, we are no longer completely controlled by them. We can see anger when it appears, recognize sadness when it passes, but we do not have to drown in them. And gradually, when we practice returning to the present long enough, we realize that peace is not a rare state that appears only in special moments. It can arise right in the middle of the most ordinary activities of life, while washing dishes, while walking, while sitting quietly for a few minutes in the middle of a busy day. Life does not need to become perfect for us to be peaceful. The only thing that may need to change is the way we show up in each moment. When the mind no longer runs too far away, when we are truly here with the life that is unfolding, we begin to feel something very simple yet profound. Life, in this very moment, is already enough. Finally, when we look back at the entire journey of life, perhaps the most important thing is not how far we have gone, how many achievements we have reached, or how much we have accumulated for ourselves. The most important thing may simply be a very gentle question. How many moments of our life have we truly lived? Because the truth is very gentle yet also very profound. Life is not created by long stretches of years, but woven from countless small moments. Each breath, each step, each glance, each time we pause to feel the presence of life. All of these are the pieces that form the experience of a human life. When we live in a hurry, those moments pass by like drops of water falling into a great river and disappearing without a trace. But when we live with mindfulness, each moment becomes vivid and meaningful. Living fully in the present is not something distant reserved only for those who have practiced for many years. It is a natural ability within every human being. As long as we slow down a little, breathe a little deeper, and allow ourselves to truly be here with what is happening, we have already begun to step onto the path of awareness. Perhaps the outer world does not change very much. The work is still there, the responsibilities are still there, and the challenges of life continue to appear. But when the way we show up in life changes, our experience of life also changes. What once made us tense may become lighter. What once made us restless may become easier to accept. And what was once considered ordinary suddenly becomes more precious than ever. When we live in the present, we begin to understand deeply that happiness is not a destination at the end of the road. Happiness is the way we walk on that road. It is found in each gentle step, each peaceful breath, each moment in which we are truly present with life. Many people spend their entire lives searching for peace. They believe peace will appear and every problem is solved when life becomes stable, when everything is finally under control. But life by its nature is always changing, always moving. If we wait for a perfect moment to be at peace, we may end up waiting forever. True peace does not come from controlling life, but from understanding and accepting the nature of life. When we learn to return to the present, we realize that even in the midst of change, there is always a space of stillness within us, a place that is not carried away by the waves of thoughts and emotions, a place where we can rest, breathe gently, and simply exist. Perhaps this journey is not always easy. The human mind has long been used to running far away, used to thinking constantly and searching endlessly. Therefore, returning to the present sometimes feels like learning again something we forgot a very long time ago. But every small step has value. Each time we notice that we have wandered into thought and gently return to the breath, that itself is already a step forward on the path of awareness. Gradually, when we practice long enough, we begin to see that the present is no longer just a concept. It becomes a living experience. We begin to feel the openness of the mind, the gentleness of the breath, and the depth of the simple moments in life. And then one day, we may realize something very simple yet incredibly precious. Life is not somewhere else. It is always here, in this moment, in this breath, in our very presence. If the reflections in this video have brought you a little peace, a new perspective, or simply a moment to pause and reflect, please leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your experiences, or what you have felt when you begin to pay attention to the present moment. Each of your reflections not only helps spread awareness, but may also become a source of inspiration for many others who are searching for peace in life. And if you feel that content like this is meaningful to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can continue this journey of exploring Buddhist wisdom, meditation, and mindfulness in daily life. Each video on this channel is created with the wish to offer a quiet space in the middle of a noisy world, a place where we can pause, listen to ourselves, and remember that peace always begins from within. Thank you for spending time here in this moment, and perhaps the moment the video ends is when the real journey begins, the journey of living more fully in each moment of life.